Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be seeing what I need in order to power this electric wood chipper. It is a Wren and it's like the cheapest one I could find on Amazon. And I also got this 25-foot construction grade cord. But this cord is nowhere near long enough to reach to my house. So that's why I'm actually doing this. So let's go ahead and look at this unit and find out what all we need in order to power it. Okay, on the back of the unit, you can see right here, it says 120 volts and 15 amps. So that is basically telling me that if you multiply those together, you get 1800 watts. So I'm gonna need at least a 2000 watt inverter. And I don't think I can use one lithium iron phosphate 100 amp 12 volt battery. I'm going to need two because each one of those can usually only power, let's just say roughly 1200 watts before they go into over amperage protection. So I'm going to put two batteries in parallel and I'm going to use a 2000 watt 12 volt inverter to see if this will power this wood chipper and see if it will actually chip wood, so under stress, it might not like that very much. So let's go ahead and try it out. All right, I just rolled out my setup. Let's see what we have. We have the LEESKY 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter connected to two Wattcycle 12 volt 100 amp hour batteries. And these are minis. So that way I could save space in my little Wagoneer here. I also have my voltmeter just in case something happens and I need to do some measurements. All right, let's see if it actually starts up. I'm going to go ahead and grab an amp clamp so I can see what the highest amperage is coming from these batteries to this inverter. All right, I now have an amp clamp on the negative side of this 12 volt wiring, and we're going to see what the maximum amp draw is when I start it up. Ready? And the maximum amperage was 110 amps. So let's see if it goes any higher while I feed some branches through the machine. The machine surged up to 190 amps while it was doing that branch. It might not like this one. $192 amps right there. While this thing is running, it uses about 45 to 50 amps at about 12.6 volts. So at 50 amps, you're only looking at about 600 to 650 watts while this thing is just running and not doing anything. But when you're looking at it chewing up a branch that's about 1 inch thick, you're looking at over 2300 watts. So the minimum inverter that you could probably use is this 2000 watt inverter. All right, well, this experiment turned out great. I honestly wasn't sure what was gonna happen because I've never used this wood chipper before, along with never really using it to, being powered by an off-grid situation. And I think that having two 12 volt batteries that are 100 amps each is a perfect scenario for this situation here. Or if you have like one 200 amp hour battery that has a 200 amp BMS, I think that'll work just fine also. When it comes to inverters, definitely a 2000 watt inverter minimum. Even though it runs at like 600 to 650 watts, you're going to need a 2000 to a 2500 watt surge every time you put a branch into this thing. So I'm going to keep on working on this pile. It would be great if these two batteries went through this pile without any hiccups. But if you do have any questions about how I wired this all up, please leave them in the comments. I'll have a link to the wood chipper and everything in this wagon in my description, just in case you want to look further into them. Thank you so much for watching this video, and have a great day. Bye-bye. Okay, well, I just got done with that whole pile. It gave me over 1.5 bags of mulch, and I'm looking at my app for one of those Wattcycle batteries, and it's still at 67%. So I could have done a pile double that size, no problem.